Yeah. Yeah.
Hey guys, Savant the Mighty here, and I am back with another Eve Echoes video. In today's video, we're back on the Fulmination test server, and we're going to continue to take a look at the frigates. And before we jump into today's faction frigate though, if you do like my content, please leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I release new content in the future. With that out of the way, let's jump into today's ship. So today's ship, we're taking a look at the Serpentis Daredevil. So we're taking a look at this ship from a PvE aspect. I primarily use my ships for PvE, even if they are PvP focused ships. So today we're basically taking a look at this for its raw damage capability, and it can do some crazy damage on a frigate. Alright, so what's our core stats on the Daredevil? So the Daredevil, we have advanced small or railgun operation bonus plus 25% per level small railgun damage, and plus 10% per level small railgun accuracy fall off. So it can shoot farther and hit harder. For advanced frigate combat bonus per level, it gets plus 10% stasis web of fire strength and plus 10% stasis web of fire optimal range, as well as plus 10% warp disruptor optimal range, making this guy a wonderful tackle frigate. And probably one of the better ones if you're into that sort of thing. What does it let us do in PvE? Well, it lets us web things and slow them down. That's about all. Okay, for the basic information on this ship, if you're just to get it right out of the box, you're looking at an overall defense of 4,083, with a flight velocity of 439, warp speed of 5 AUs, power grid output of 72 megawatts, and it has 657 gigajoules in the capacitor, and it can hold 280 M3. Indicating here it should primarily be an armor tank. You can take that or leave it, whatever you see fit there. So what do we do with this ship? Well, it has 3 high slots, 3 mids, and 3 lows. In the high slots, we fit in 3 Corelli C-type small snub-nose railguns. These railguns are going to have an accuracy fall-off of 4.86 and an optimal range of 2.25, meaning that you have a very tight range that you have to keep this ship in order to be doing optimal or any damage at all, really, or up to that 50% mark. It does have a activation time of 2.98 seconds, making it extremely fast firing, and each one of them do 206 DPS. In the mid slots, we're using a Predator Warp Scram. We also have a Vicarlocus Small Energy Nosferatu, and we have a Predator Stasis Web of Fire. In our low slots, I'm running a Corellium C-type Magnetic Field Stabilizer. We have a Sinti C-type Small Afterburner, and a Corpi C-type Small Armor Repair. Everything that we have fitted in here, obviously you could probably squeeze out a little bit more. You may be able to overpower it with some medium equipment in some places here or there, but honestly, this ship for PvE, you can get along just fine. For the rigs, we went full damage. We actually have 2 railgun collision accelerators. I apologize, we have 1 railgun collision accelerator and 2 railgun burst aerators. So 1 damage and 2 activation times. In the engineering slots, we're using auxiliary thrusters 3, alongside a polycarbon engine housing 3, and then a second polycarbon engine housing 3. So we can do those tight little circles whenever we're doing our orbits. Love to do that. Alright, overall again for our offense, we have 618.86 DPS. On our defense, we have a total of 5,796 effective hit points with 1,300 in shields, with an EM resistance of 0, thermal resistance of 20, kinetic resistance of 46, and explosive resistance of 50. In the armor, we have 1,690 hit points, with an EM resistance of 50, a thermal resistance of 35, a kinetic resistance of 36, and an explosive resistance of 10. In the structure, we have 1,745 hit points with a 33% resistance across the board. Our capacitor is sitting stable at 8.86 gigajoules, or 87.1%, with a capacitor capacity of 986 gigajoules and a recharge time of 242 seconds. All right, our maximum power grid here is 108. For our targeting, we have a Radar sensor strength of 14 points with a scan resolution of 988, signature radius of 27, and we can lock a maximum of 5 units. And for our navigation, we are sitting at 724.35. And that is that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this ship out. We're going to go ahead and do one of the missions that are currently available now in game and see how it performs. I will see you guys in the mission. So here we are right outside of the encounter. We don't actually have any defensive things to activate here, but we will take a look and see what the navigation is going to be with the afterburner going. So if we do turn that bad boy on, we are currently sitting at 2,224.79 speed. This thing really does have that get up and go. All right, let's go ahead and warp into the mission. There we go. And we can warp pretty close. Doesn't particularly matter. We want to get in there, get our orbit going, and start applying this insane damage. This little guy hits extremely hard, is able to speed tank extremely well, and should do a fantastic job overall of eliminating all of these ships. Okay, so we are going to go into orbit around this guy. And we are just going to focus fire, activate everything. Start locking up everyone. Alright, so this guy goes really fast. Yep, we're actually still getting some glancing blows, which is causing the damage to actually go down quite a bit on this. Set this guy in orbit. There we go. Slow him right down, use our stuff, and we're going to activate our damage and see where we're sitting. With the damage activated, we are sitting at 792.9 DPS in a frigate. Super tight orbit, traveling super fast. We are able to keep that 2 km orbit on him. We are moving over to the next target. We are going to focus fire, web him up, and get him all deaded too. Okay, so we're zipping around at about 1,700, so there we go. Let's just adjust our speed a little bit. Maybe apply our damage a little bit better by doing so. There we go. All right. So now we got the Blackbird locked down. I think we might still be going a little too fast. Let's dip back down to about 1,100 and see if we can apply that damage just that little bit better. Oh yeah, we're starting to do pretty decent damage now. Alright, and now we can move back up. And our speed sum, focus fire again. We're good to go. Oh, our damage is back up. Let's go ahead and activate that. And get this Naga just completely destroyed. Here we go. Playing the game of spin your right round. And just watching the circles of death go round and round. Now, mind you, again, in this one, I did go ahead and fit an armor wrapper. You can change that out for a shield booster if you would like. Either way, it's not really that big of a deal. Okay. So first things first here, I want to go ahead and get that guy into a nice orbit. And we will focus him up. Probably still moving a little too fast. That's fine. There we go. Let's get in an orbit to our next target. Perfect. Oh, our shields are getting a little low. It's absolutely fine. All right. Now we're moving in on the Caracal. We can boost our speed back up a bit here. And we can actually activate our armor wrapper. Heal up that little bit of damage we took. Helps if you actually activate the guns, huh? Alright, so we got some missiles hitting us here. On these missions where you do have the missiles, you are going to always take a little bit of damage, but you can always go faster and try to avoid that. The faster we're moving, the better. But sitting here completely cap stable, we really don't have anything to worry about. We can let that armor wrapper run pretty much indefinitely and be just fine. Not solely depending on the speed tank 100% and still able to apply tons and tons of damage. This little ship here is just so fun. And has great capabilities in PvP as well. So if you're primarily a frigate pilot and love doing the fast circles around things, and also tackling in PvP, or heck, if you just like doing the fast circles around things, this might be one of the best frigates that you could actually get for just raw damage. Now, that being said, I really enjoy all of the faction frigates, and I think that they are all fun in their own right. And personally, I own a Dramiel. But I wouldn't mind having one of these guys either. Oh, we can activate our mods here. Cool. 8 km, we're doing some reduced damage, but we can get moving right in there, real close. Get all nice and snug. Start applying some hefty hits. This Drake's not going to know what hit him. The Serpentis came in and took care of them all without them even knowing it. All they had to do was send their frigates. These things just go and go and go. I love it. All right, that'll be the end of the Drake, and then we can start our next wave. Perfect. Let's get our small guys locked up first. Let's go ahead and get into orbit. Excellent. There we go. Starting with the next one. Let's focus fire him down. We got you. Don't worry about it, destroyers. We know you're there. We're not scared. Perfect. Moving in for the blackbird kill. Okay. So once we get the blackbird, all E-War should be done, and then it's basically just slim pickings. With this thing being cap stable, it can pretty much take out your basic content more than fine. It ain't gonna be much it's gonna give you much of an issue. This thing just goes so fast, does so much damage. It's a nice ship. And it's so much help in a group as well. Locking down a target, making them not move, letting the bigger ships blow them up. Oh, beautiful. All right. MOA 2. Moving at full speed with this thing, though, you do get a lot of ricocheting shots. So, even with the maximum skills. But you get in a proper orbit, you can do pretty well. Okay. And we are now moving in on the last ship. Just gonna slingshot around him a little bit here for a moment. Using the snub nose here. Make his day not so bright. And perfect. So our damage mod is out, but the battle's pretty much over. He's already deep into hull. It's not going to be long now, and he is just going to be explosions in space. There we go. And that'll take care of the mission. So safely and easily it was able to actually do the hard missions. So definitely an awesome little ship, and well worth looking into if you're looking into getting one of the faction frigates. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. I will see you next time.